Want to know some of the essential pantry staples to have on hand for healthy vegan cooking? Keep watching.
Hello, I'm Anne.
And I'm Chloe.
And we are Veggie Magnifique, and today we're talking about something really helpful: how to keep your kitchen pantry stocked with whole foods.
These foods are our go-to staples that we always have on hand so that we can whip up a healthy vegan meal in no time.
So let's start with our whole grains. One of the bases of a whole food plant-based diet is, of course, having those solid whole grains. Like brown rice is a real powerful go-to.
And oats. And these are all delicious things to have on hand and easy things to have on hand. Cheap, easy, delicious.
And of course, whole grains are rich in fiber, so they're very helpful in that department.
Our next section for our pantry staples is nuts and seeds. Now, these are wonderful, and I always keep them on hand for sprinkling, since we don't generally cook with oil or salt. Nuts and seeds can be that little extra zing that you can add to your meals to make them pop. So my favourite thing is sunflower seeds, and these I just toast them up and it brings out the flavour, and I use them for sprinkling on top of my meals.
And Chloe has inspired me to do this, and it's like revolutionized my cooking. Hemp seeds,
Chia seeds,
sesame seeds,
Brazil nuts,
and cashews. Uh-oh. We're out of cashews.
They're too delicious.
They're too delicious. And also, cashews, keep in mind, are a wonderful pantry staple because you can add them to a blender to make a creamy sauce. And there's lots of recipes on the blog that involve using cashews to make, creamy risotto or creamy pasta without the cream.
The reason why we like to have nuts and seeds every day is that they are filled with good fats. They are really filling as well, and they're protein rich.
Not to mention, hemp seeds are full of omegas.
Oh, and chia seeds are too.
Chia seeds, flax seeds, those can be used in baking to replace eggs.
And these little babies, chia seeds, make a delicious tapioca pudding. It's 2 ingredients: bit of chia seed, bit of nut milk, and you just put them together, let it expand, and you got yourself a delicious dessert.
Amazing.
Yum.
Next up is beans and legumes. Beans and legumes are super healthy, filling, filled with amazing nutrients. They're so good for you, like split peas
and red split lentils, which I love to use to make a dal. There are so many different beans and lentils out there, so knock yourself out.
Now, keep in mind that when you have beans and legumes on hand, you always have the makings of a meal. So beans and rice, complementary protein, it's a classic.
And we love to make up a massive batch of beans or lentils at the beginning of the week and just dip into it as the week goes on, because they can be quite lengthy to cook up, but just have yourself a Sunday cooking party and fill up that fridge with some ready-made deliciousness.
So next up, we have been trying to use no oil or way less oil in our cooking. And so one key to making your food taste delicious when you're stir frying or you're sauteing is veggie bouillon cubes. So you can either use this or you can use miso, which you can saute with.
And then this is a lovely condiment for sprinkling. It's nutritional yeast. Just a tablespoon of this is going to get you a ton of B vitamins. And it tastes so good. It tastes kind of cheesy, if I may say so. And if you're cooking without salt, it actually does add a kind of like a salty hint to the food as well. We are now onto the tea section, which
we wanted to do first.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when we were making this list, it was the first thing that came to mind. Pantry staple matcha.
I literally ran to the store the other day.
In a snowstorm.
In a snowstorm, because I was out of matcha.
So we have 2 different types of matcha here because, it's like a daily thing for us, so...
Because we're obsessed.
Matcha is a superfood. It's one of the most antioxidant-rich foods on the planet, and it's our favourite way to consume green tea.
Oh yeah, because you're actually drinking the leaf in a powder, so that's why it's a lot more rich than, say, if you're brewing a sencha, because you're not drinking the leaf, you're drinking like the juice.
And it's got that umami flavour that is difficult to find in other foods, and so we feel that our life is not complete without a daily dose of matcha.
So there's a lot of different types of matcha, so you want to kind of try different types to find the shoe that fits.
And then become a matcha snob and spend €30 on a thing like this. Guilty.
Next up, a pantry would not be complete without green tea, i.e. sencha or matcha, or hey, you could even have hojicha. Find the kind of tea that floats your boat. This is a delicious sencha tea that we got from our friend David, who went to Japan.
Came all the way from Japan.
You have to smell that. He also brought Veggie Magnifique ninja socks, which was awesome.
Another superfood that we love is raw cacao powder, which is lovely to add into smoothies and lovely to make hot chocolate out of as well.
Porridge.
Or porridge. What isn't made more delightful with cacao or cocoa powder?
I really can't think of anything except for like maybe ketchup.
And the last section of this Pantry Staples video is snackingtons, because you gotta have snacks on hand.
You've gotta, otherwise you might reach for like candy or crap or something like that.
We've got our healthy version of candy, or sweeties, which dates, for example, is something to always have on hand because they're so sweet and so gooey. It's kind of like you're eating sweeties.
A date is one ingredient. It is nature's candy. Next snack. If you live in France or someplace where pain de fleur exports to, which is becoming a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, they have them in England apparently.
Oh, right.
So it's a gluten-free cracker, and you can put a little nut butter on there with like some banana slices, or you can use a nice chia jam. Really, you can just kind of knock yourself out creatively. So Chloe, what's your favorite staple?
Can't live without it. Because the thing with matcha is that it's not only delicious, but it boosts your mood. Like there is such thing as the matcha buzz, and it just oh no, matcha overboard!
I'm about to lick your tights.
Go for it if you want. I mean, I would totally understand. No, it's seriously, I'm an addict. As we keep telling each other, it's a superfood.
It's a superfood,
right? It's an antioxidant rich, so I'm doing myself good and I'm getting more fix.
Let's talk about this matcha really quick. This is from Sunday Natural. It's posh, but it's freaking amazing. It's like perhaps one of the best matchas that you can get in Europe. This video is going to be all about matcha, in fact. Vegan pantry staples, matcha.
And what about you, Anne? What's your favorite?
So aside from matcha, which, you know, obviously we understand each other, I would say that my favorite pantry staple is probably dates, just because I use them in porridge, I use them in smoothies to naturally sweeten something, so you don't have to use agave, you can just plop the date in the smoothie. And I love them on porridge, I love them sliced up on toast. They're just so yummy and chewy, and they really, like, I used to love candy, like, you know, once upon a time, and dates have become kind of like my salvation, you know? And you can't eat too many dates. Since you're getting the fiber and everything, you don't really feel like, oh man, I'm gonna have a compulsive overdose on dates, where you would with like gummy bears. So thank you so much for watching. Do you have some staples that we forgot to mention or that are more important to you? Please leave them in the comments below.
And we will be fascinated to try them out because we're all about food.
Please give this video a thumbs up because it really helps our channel, and we're just so grateful every time.
We are, and we're grateful to have gone over the 1,000 subscriber barrier. Woo!
Thank you so much for being a part of Veggie Magnifique TV and for your support.
Thank you. We really appreciate your support. It's wonderful to know that our silly videos are getting watched by somebody.
We appreciate you.
We do.
So join us next week for another Veggie Magnifique TV video with matcha.
Between now and next week, we will have drunk, like, I don't know, it's difficult to measure how much matcha.
I don't know if we should do that calculation.
A swimming pool full.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.